Hello, welcome back to Learn Economy. And today we are going to discuss the theory of consumer behavior, part 5. So this is a chapter, introductory chapter of Introductory Microeconomics of class 12. Here we are going to start with the price ratio and the slope of the Bezier line. If you measure the two commodities on x and y axis respectively, for example, you are considering banana on x-axis and mangoes on y-axis. Any point on the Bezier line shows a bundle of mango and banana which would be costing the consumer his or her entire budget. Just suppose that a consumer is needing to have one extra banana, one additional banana. The consumer can have one additional banana only by sacrificing some of the mangoes. But how many mangoes that he or she needs to sacrifice to get an additional banana? This would depend upon the prices of mangoes and banana. Price of mango and price of banana. Okay, so let's consider that a quantity of banana or a single banana is costing something called P1. P1 is the price of a banana. If that is the case, the consumer wants to have to reduce her expenditure or his expenditure by P1 amount. If he wants to get an extra banana, for mangoes, she has to reduce her expenditure for P1 amount, so as to increase that expenditure here for banana. Okay, so what this P1 is the price of banana, the consumer will be able to buy something called P1 by P2 quantity of mangoes. And for the same reason, if the consumer needs to have an extra banana when this person has all money, this person has to give up this much of mangoes. Okay, so that means the consumer will be able to substitute banana for mango at a rate which is equal to P1 by P2. And coming to something called a slope of Bezier line. This is something that will be measuring the rate at which a consumer is able to substitute. It shows the rate of substitution. Able to substitute banana for mangoes when the consumer spends her entire money. When entire money is spent. Okay. So this is what you consider as the derivation of slope of the Bezier line. How can we derive the slope of Bezier? And that is what you can see here. So we could see that it shows the rate at which you substitute given the prices of the commodities. Here you can see at this particular point you can have points like x1 and x2. Okay, and at this here you have x1 plus delta x1 and x2, then you have something called x2 plus delta x2. Okay, So here you can see is that whenever you consider your entire budget, it should be something called, you need to spend your entire income on the two commodities available. Let the prices of the two commodities be P1 and P2. Let P1 be the price of banana and P2 be the price of mango. Just call banana as X1 and X2 you can call mango. Okay. And what would be the expenditure that you would be incurring on banana? To find the expenditure that you will be incurring on banana, you need to multiply the price with quantity. And what would be the expenditure that you incur on your mango? In order to find that, you have to multiply again your price with quantity. So your total expenditure, if it is given as M will be equal to P1x1 plus P2x2. That is what you have here. Okay. That is after going for a change in your consumption. Here you have increased one more unit of banana. Here you have reduced one more unit of some units of mangoes. Okay. So you go for the changes as well. How can you consider the change? So this would be equal to P1 into X1 plus change in X1, that is delta X1 plus P2, the actual X2 plus change in X2. This would be equal to M. Okay. So with that, by subtracting this from this, you can have a situation like P1 delta X1 plus P2 delta X2 is equal to 0. And by rearranging, you can get something like delta X2 by delta X1 is equal to minus P1 by P2, which is the slope of the Bezier line. So the slope of Bezier line is given Bezier line, slope of Bezier line would be minus P1 by P2. It is P2. Okay. How do you go for a change in your budget set? That is what you are going to see. Whenever you go for the available bundle, this is something, as I have told you, depend upon the prices of the two commodities. If you are taking X1 and X2 as commodity, the price of X1 and price of X2 will be influencing your available bundles. If you are taking something called mango and banana, the price of mango and banana would be influencing your bundle. And whenever there is a change in the price of any of this commodity, or whenever there is a change in the income of the consumer, either the price of any of the commodity like banana or mango, or the change in your income, if there is any change in any of these things, that will be influencing your available bundle as well. Your available bundle too would be changing. Just consider that the income of the consumer is changing from M to M dash. Earlier we could see that M was your total income, but you are seeing that your income is changing from M to M dash. But we are not considering a change in the price of the commodity. The two commodities prices will be unchanged. There won't be any change. It remain constant. So now you are having a new income. And with this new income, you can afford to buy some extra bundles or some new bundle. For the commodities, quantity are X1 and X2. So what you could see is that P1 x1 plus P2 x2 would be something like this. So your m dash is greater here, or greater than or equal to here. Okay, so P1 x1 plus P2 x2 would be less than or equal to m dash. That is this equation. So see, this has happened as a result of increase in your income. In order to find something called x2 from this equation, what you do is that x2 could be arrived at by dividing m dash by P2 minus P1 by P2 into x1. Okay. So coming to the comparison between the old Bezier line and the new Bezier line, what you will see is that the slope of the Bezier line of the new one and the old one, the slope of the new Bezier line is same as the slope of the old Bezier line. Okay. And if there is an increase in income, like we know that the new income m dash is greater than m, and the vertical as well as horizontal intercept will be increasing. But you can see that it is just the new Bezier line would be a parallel to the old Bezier line. What happens if your income is coming down? If income comes down, your m dash will be less than m. Okay, so there would be an inward shift in your Bezier line. Your Bezier line would shift inward. Earlier it was outward shift, now it will be shifting inward. Here you can see both the shift. This is an inward shift when your m dash is less than m. So it is moving back. Here your new income is greater than your old income, so it is shifting out. This is outward shift and this is inward shift. So this is something we have considered earlier. So for the same reason, I am not considering it again. So just consider the vertical intercept of the new Bezier line. This is same as the vertical intercept of the old Bezier line. Okay. With respect to the price of banana and the slope of Bezier line and the horizontal, the slope of the Bezier line and the horizontal intercept have changed after the price change. Now, just think that the price of banana is increasing from, so this is a new price which is greater than the old price. Okay, so here slope will be increasing. In this case, the slope will increase. Okay, so here what happens if the new price P-1 is less than the old price P1? Here we could see that the absolute value of the slope will decrease. So here, whenever in earlier case the Bezier line would become steeper, now it would become flatter. Okay, that is what you can see it here. So here the price of one commodity is changing, but the price of the other commodity remains the same. That is what you could see. So in the first case, price of banana is increasing. That makes the Bezier line steeper. That is what is given here. Here there is a fall in the price of banana that makes the bezel line flatter. Okay. Yes. Change the price of mangoes, when the price of bananas uh, and income remain unchanged. This will bring about a similar change in the budget of the consumer as well. Okay. So that's all about today's discussion. You can like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos, and you can be a part of my Telegram channel and Telegram group to discuss your doubts. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.